Hi, it's Lindsay Carlson here. Spider-Man is arguably the most famous Marvel hero, so when there was a deal to finally get Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, fans were pretty ecstatic. The character first appeared in Captain America Civil War, and the following year he got his own solo movie, which was part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Today we're looking at Spider-Man Homecoming. This is a Steelbook release of the film. I'm going to unbox this and I will share my opinions. Great close-up there of Spider-Man, of course, doing what he does best. Spine text. Back covers a nice shot of Spidey in his amateur costume battling the Vulture. I love the way that looks too. We get two discs in here. We get the film on Blu-ray and a 4K disc of the film as well. Underneath, we just have this sort of like computer web pattern. Little generic, but I'm glad they at least put something back there because Sony's infamous for doing steelbooks that have just blank covers in the back. So I'm glad that wasn't done here. Spider-Man Homecoming, of course, follows the events of Captain America Civil War. Spidey's back in New York City going to high school, and he's really looking forward to his next mission, but of course, Tony Stark and Happy Hogan aren't returning his calls. He's dealing with street-level crime, but quickly comes across villains that are using strange technology that was repurposed from the Chitauri invasion that we saw in the 2012 Avengers movie. So now he not only has to juggle high school and trying to win over the girl he loves and explain himself to his best friend and his adoptive aunt, but also deal with supervillains on a bigger scale than he's ever dealt with before. And of course, Tony Stark wants nothing more than for young Spider-Man, Peter Parker, to be on a good path so that he doesn't repeat the mistakes of the past. But will young Peter's intuition and reckless nature end up getting the better of him? I, like so many others, was so happy we were finally getting Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and his debut appearance in Captain America Civil War certainly didn't disappoint. And I like how this film actually depicts Spider-Man as a much younger character, still in high school, still immature, still reckless. Tom Holland, in my opinion, is the best actor to portray Spider-Man to date. I certainly love the earlier performances from Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but this is the one performance that's truly believable as a young teenager. And we get to see him not only fighting bad guys, but also dealing with real-world teenager problems. Part of the reason the Spider-Man character resonated so heavily with audience back when he was first invented in the 1960s. Holland is great, but the supporting cast is just as impressive. Michael Keaton appears as the Vulture, the main villain of the film, and it's great to get a villain who's not just a megalomaniac bent on world domination or destruction. This is actually a working-class man who was cheated out of a job and simply wants to do what he does to make a good living for himself and his family. And we get several other excellent supporting parts, including Jacob Batalon portraying Ned, Spidey's best friend, who's, of course, overly inquisitive when he finds out who Peter Parker really is, Zendaya as Michelle Jones, a.k.a. MJ, who's the MCU's version of Mary Jane Watson. This time around, sort of a wisecracking, sassy, sarcastic teenager. In my opinion, a pretty fun reinvention of the character. And of course, Laura Harrier portraying the beautiful upperclassman that Spidey finds himself smitten with. And there are plenty of action sequences going everywhere from the Washington Monument to the Staten Island Ferry. This is an entertaining film through and through, and there are some great action sequences, but they certainly don't come at the expense of humanity. I mean, every performance in this movie is top-notch. Marissa Tomei plays a much younger version of Aunt May than we got in the older Spider-Man films, but this updated version of the character, I think, actually does work to the advantage of modernizing this character and this franchise. Everything Spider-Man Homecoming does, it pretty much gets right. And it's no surprise this has since become one of my favorite films in the MCU. Sony Columbia usually puts out really good-looking 4K discs, and I'm happy to announce that Spider-Man Homecoming is no exception. From darker environments to the bright, more colorful ones that involve our hero with his bright red suit, Spider-Man Homecoming looks absolutely beautiful in 4K. In particular, the final battle sequence at the end of the movie really shines due to the bright neon lights at night, but also the deep dark black levels that a night scene requires. This is a fantastic disc from Sony Columbia, and I was very happy to add it to my collection. There are several bonus features on the Blu-ray disc as well. I believe it's identical to the previously released Blu-ray of the movie, and I think fans will be entertained by a lot of those EPK-type featurettes. If you're a fan of Spider-Man, this absolutely belongs in your collection. Were you a fan of Spider-Man Homecoming? Do you think Tom Holland is the best actor to portray Spider-Man? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure to give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.